I haven't played this game for like the past 5 days or so, right? I've been missing out on a bunch of primo gems just from the commissions and whatnot. Haven't even completed the quest or the event for Yelan's outfit. Not that I have the character, so it really doesn't matter if I have the outfit or not, but I think it would have been nice to at least have it as like a placeholder. Just have it until I get the character itself. But that said, the 6.0 live stream ended like a couple of hours ago. I didn't catch it while it was live, but they did reveal a couple of crazy things. I don't know how to feel for a couple of them. It could be a cool change or not, but I just want to talk about them. Honestly, they seem kind of insane. One of the things that they did reveal was that they are doing a couple of changes for like the whole map exploration for the resin, the anniversary rewards, and a new level cap, which might be concerning for people who don't play the game or spend in the game, I should say, because that's genuinely what it is. It's kind of insane. So let me just get it off my chest real quick. This is one of the worst ideas I've ever seen. Is the best idea because finally we can get out of level 90 and, you know, be as high of a level or even close to the levels of, like, you know, those TG and Onslaught bosses or something like that. Not that it really matters, obviously, but your stats, your base stats get boosted pretty significantly. So it's a pretty good idea, pretty good change. It's just bad that you have to get characters to Constellation 6 to get what they call a Masterless Stella Fortuna, which allows you to go from level 90 to level 95 and then level 100. Very cool change. I'm not very sure about the requirements though, because come on, this is just for people who I guess have whaled and have played the game for a very long time and are trying to push past the limits of the end game or whatnot. But it's like, I like playing end game and I'm not a whale, so what do I do? Well, the compensation for that is that you can pretty much complete, I guess, quests around the regions or for a specific character, and you are guaranteed to get a constellation for that character. Unfortunately, those are outdated characters, most of them, except for like maybe a couple that are still being used. I can only think about Nilu, who is going to be, you know, put to good use with Lauma. Kokomi, if you want to use a Hydra character for, what's her name, Skirk. Also Shenhe is in there. But then there are the oddballs like Diluc. Diluc hasn't seen the light of day, even though he does have a pretty good team with Plunge. But seriously, Wanderer, Sino, bitch, what are we talking about? There's not even like an update, like an up-to-date character. So, and they decided to throw in Klee and Chi-Chi. I am fucking disappointed, but honestly, it's okay. All right, I just hope that in the future, instead of those characters, they finally add characters that are up to date, because nobody uses Kaching. All right, and if you do, good luck. I hope Lauma can bring her up to, you know, up to date, or at least help her clear the abyss or even the Stygian Onslaught. But there's just so many outdated characters. I'm not sure if they're buffing them. I'm not sure what's happening, but they're just so outdated. I'm not sure how to feel about it. Aside from that, we are getting the luxury of our resin not being increased, of course. Yeah, you thought it was going to be increased? Fuck no. Condensed resin, on the other hand, though, instead of doubling the rewards, it will triple them, which is a pretty good thing, until you realize that you need to use 60 resin for one condensed resin now instead of 40. Not bad, but that means that we won't be able to craft 5 condensed resin unless they increase the resin cap. And they didn't show them increasing the resin cap in the live stream, so very unfortunate. Maybe in the future, if we complain hard enough, they will. Another thing they also are doing is anniversary rewards are coming back, so you can choose a character. You can choose whoever you want. You can choose between Diluc, Jean, Mona, Chi-Chi, Yume Mitsuki, who else? Kaching, I think. Kaching, and I forgot. Oh, Tignity, Dia as well. Diluc, if I didn't say his name. Maybe I said it twice. But yeah, you know, the standard banner characters, you can choose one of them and they'll compensate you with some materials. So you can get them from level 1 to level 60. If you are picking any characters from this, I recommend you go for Mona, because Mona is still a pretty nice buffer. She's not terrible. You could go for Jean. Jean is also not bad. She's a good healer. She's a Jean, all right? Any other characters in there that are worth pulling for? Maybe Kaching, if again Lauma can enable her with aggravate in some sort of way, but not very sure. Haven't really looked into the patches that have been released with Lauma and if she got nerfed or if she got buffed all over again. So yeah, that's not bad. For the anniversary rewards, there's also a 210 pull that we'll be getting. One you will have to log in for, which is okay. We've always gotten that. It's pretty much tradition at this point. I just wish that they would just give it right out instead of us having to log in for it. On top of that, they are giving away also 1600 Primo Gems, which is not terrible. Really good amount of Primo Gems. And here comes the fucking bullet to the foot. We are getting, right, a furniture piece, a little robot companion, sanctifying elixir. One is okay, but then here's where the foot, you know, you get shot in the foot but the bullet somehow ricochets to the fucking kneecap. We get 2 fragile resin. I don't know what the fuck that's enough for. 80,000 mora for some reason. What is 80,000 mora gonna do for me in this fucking game? Can we be serious? Can we be serious? Can we be serious? I'm not sure we're understanding how scarce this fucking resource is, okay? Like, it's easy to get, but it's very hard to keep because everything requires it. 8 wits. Are there like 1-star characters that we can get from like level 1 to level 90 with 8 wits? Why are we just getting 8 wits? What in the what is this? Who is this helping? Who is this helping? 1 feather, which is okay. All right, this is fine. Whatever. It's a rare resource. But the problem that I have is with these 3 sons of stingy bitches. 80,000 mora and 8 wits and 2 fragile resin. Oh my gosh. Like, okay, they're giving a lot already, you know. We are having the luxury of getting a constellation for a 5-star character that's not up to date or anything like that, but it's still a constellation, which will lead you to having the masterless Stella Fortuna, right, which will allow you to get a character from level 90 to level 95 and then level 100. Cool. But you couldn't be a bit more generous with at least the fucking fragile resin? Or the mora, the wits? 8? I still don't understand that. It's, oh my gosh, that fucking hurts my heart, bro. That shit sucks. That's horrible. This is bad. Okay, these are the most used materials in the game, and we're getting nothing. You're getting pennies. All right. Yeah, that's that part. So they're adding the Masterless Fortuna, which is something you gain after you've already C6 the character, right? So if you get a copy of, for example, as they showed, Yuma Mitsuki, when she's already C6, you'll get a Masterless Stella Fortuna, which will allow you once again to get a character from level 90 to level 95 to level 100. After that, you get to choose a character of your choice from the standard pool, which mind you, let me remind you, there's only 8 characters in the standard banner, which is not really good. That's not enough. They should definitely be adding at least like the 1.0 version 5 stars, or actually not 1.0. Yeah, 1.0. Yeah, 1.0, 1.2.0, like and up. Like, they should be adding outdated characters to the standard banner, in my opinion. Like, they don't get used, so I might as well use them, right, or summon for them in the standard banner just for the Masterless Stella Fortuna. You know, now there's a point to summon in there, I guess, but there's only 8, and all 8 are fucking useless except for like 1 or 2, which are Mona and who else? Ka-ching again if Lauma can enable her. This is like the 4th time I've said that shit, but this is there's really nothing. It's just a bag of potatoes with no meat. The Chronicle Wishes. Chronicle Wishes is coming around for Sumeru, which it's all right. What characters could you get from Sumeru that are worth it? You could go for Nahida. You could go for Nahida. You could also go for Nahida. And maybe go for Alhaitham if possible, if Lauma actually ends up being a really good character for him. But aside from that, I think you should go for Nahida. And I don't know what other character could be good. I'm not sure, but I really don't have an idea as to what other character from the Chronicle Wish would be good aside from, I guess, those two, like Alhaitham and Nahida. There's Sino, there's Nilu, there's who else? Tignity, there's Dia. It's like there's only 2 choices if I'm being 100% honest, and it's like keep on saying Nahida and Alhaitham. Unless there's a character that I'm missing that's really good that I for some reason can't remember right now. But genuinely that's terrible. But one of the best thing that they did that I really am happy that they added is the compass. The treasure compass can be upgraded so that instead of just showing you one singular chest, and I said this in a very long video that I'm not sure if I'm even uploading because I'm already pretty much summarizing everything I spoke about in here. My idea was to, okay, for the treasure, instead of one chest at a time, just make a bigger circle, you know, show more than one chest, and they actually ended up doing that. So it's kind of pointless of me just showing you that video and saying that bullshit because they did it here. So thankfully you can upgrade the treasure compass, and it'll show you even the oculi, which is actually kind of insane. It'll show you every single chest within that region's island. I guess it's one island at a time, not really multiple. If we can see over here, there are no chests. You see waypoints, you see domains and shit. There's no chests, but there's chests here. So it only works like within the island that you are in. So that's actually a pretty good change. That allows me to go back to like Inazuma, Fontaine, Sumeru, maybe Liyue, and find the chests that I did miss and just collect them all. This is a really good change. To upgrade it, they're talking about like a meeting point. Not sure what that is, but we'll find out once it drops. This is a really good change for the compass. I'm glad that it tracks down even the oculi. But this is one of the best changes that they've ever done. Aside from that, there really wasn't anything else. That's about it though. My thoughts on this update are pretty here and there, in my opinion. They're okay. Okay, this update is fine. Hopefully in the future, they do find a better way for the Master Stella Fortuna to be, you know, implemented, because having to get 6 characters with how bad this gacha system is kind of insane. Very crazy, in my opinion. I would have hoped that to get from level 90 to level 100, it would be a bit more grindy with the materials, if anything. I would have accepted that over me having to get a C6 character for me to get a character to level 95, right? And then I'll have to get another C6 character, like another copy of a C6 character, sorry, to get him to level 100. It's too much, all right? Nobody's spending in this game. Not everyone is spending in this game, especially players like me that want to play the end game, but unfortunately are having a hard time because, well, we're not fucking whales, okay? We barely spend it on the battle pass from time to time. We barely get the fucking welcome moon at times. People don't even get any of those, right? So it's gonna be really difficult to keep up with the future content if they're allowing people to get to level 100. That means the difficulty is gonna skyrocket with the Stygian onslaught probably, but we'll have to see when it comes out. Anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about. And the codes, I don't know if I mentioned this in the very beginning, the codes will be in the description, and that's about it. You have yourself a wonderful day, wonderful night, wonderful morning, whatever time it is for you, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care of yourself.